been about roughly 2 weeks since um, I did an episode, but yeah, hopefully I can be more consistent with that. But yeah, I just had a lot of things going on that I couldn't take time away. But I should have be having more time to do more episodes in the after next week. I had a few projects that I had to complete, but that's neither here nor there. That's not an excuse. That's just, I guess it's an explanation. But I'm gonna try to like do about 2 to 3 episodes per week if I can. I'm gonna try to see if I can ramp it up in these next coming months up until the World Cup, where um, hopefully by the time the World Cup comes around, I'm hoping I can do probably um, 5 episodes per week, Monday through Friday, just covering different aspects about the World Cup and what's going on. Um, but yeah, enough of that. Now, let's get into our topics today. And please, if you may, like, comment, share, you know, subscribe, that too. That's important. Um, yeah, please and thank you. Now, we have three quick topics to touch on today. Our first topic actually has to do with the World Cup. It goes, and this is directly from the Boston Globe. Um, I saw it on the Boston Globe sports page. They're reporting that the town of Foxborough, Massachusetts, which is where Gillette Stadium is, which they're supposed to host a few World Cup games, they're being asked to front 7.8 million in security funding for FIFA World Cup 2026. Yes. This small town of Foxborough, Massachusetts are being asked by FIFA to front the money for security funding, which is basically paying the police officers, paying the security guards, paying the events staffers, probably also paying for patrols and making sure that the roads are clear for the teams that are coming into play and whatnot. That's kind of a heavy ordeal, especially for a small town like Foxborough, Mass. I've been to Foxborough probably 2 or 3 times. I don't think I've been to Gillette Stadium, but I've been to Foxborough. It's not that big. It's a small town. Probably I would say about 30 minutes from Boston. But yeah, I've been to that town. And yeah, they I don't blame them. They're refusing to front all this money for security funding. Because I mean, it's just, I think it's common sense. If FIFA wants them to front it, why can't FIFA pay up like they normally would? Right? And as you can see, well, as I have seen from the report, it is also being said that the owner of the Patriots, his group, I don't know why his name is escaping me, but it'll come to me pretty soon. It is said that the owner of the Patriots is taking somewhat of a backing to support them, like kind of like taking the liabilities, if you want to say, to ensure them fronting up the 7.8 million, claiming that it would take care of whatever money they fronted on the back end. But the board of Foxborough would not budge on this, and I can't blame them, to be honest. And so they can't pay if FIFA cannot pay for the security in and around Gillette Stadium for the World Cup matches, then it's not the responsibility of the townspeople of Foxborough to put up 7.8 million, which I don't think they have. And they've said that they don't have this kind of money to just put up for security funding for a foreign entity like FIFA. I mean, I don't think they have to do it for NFL games, which is a local institution, or I guess not an institution, but it's a local business. It's a more Americanized corporation, and they don't have to do that for the NFL. So why should they have to do it for FIFA, which is essentially a foreign corporation that is hosting the World Cup 2026 a few months from now? Maybe slightly more than a few, but you get the point. So the townspeople of Foxborough, Mass, are not trying to. They're not trying to front this. They're not taking any assurances from the owner of the Patriots and his group that, oh yeah, go ahead and front it and we'll cover the cost if FIFA can't. Nope, there's just too many ifs. I don't blame them. There's too many ifs. There's too many. Oh, if this happens, then this. If this happens, then that. Well, what if you can't pay it then? Then what? Those are regular citizens that are spending their hard-earned money, right? And it's probably coming from their taxes that they collect locally, and you want them to just what, front 7.8 million, probably more than that. That's probably being conservative, because sometimes these budgetings they don't add up correctly, and then when you go through the event and you finish, you were supposed to only use 7 million, you end up using 10 million or 12 million. So yeah, do better, FIFA. You can't be asking at small towns people. I wonder what the population of Foxborough, Mass, but it can't be that many to front up this kind of money just for security for FIFA games. It's just not feasible to them. So I don't blame them for saying no. We're not doing this. You know. So don't want to spend too much time on that, but that's just something to keep an eye on, in case the games are being moved from Gillette Stadium to somewhere else. But I don't know where they would be moved to. But that's another subject for another day. Oh, Robert Kraft, the Kraft Group, Robert Kraft's group, which is the owner of the New England Patriots. Moving on to our second topic of the day. Will Spurs get relegated? Oh my God. Boy, this is a fiery topic. Will Spurs get relegated? What do you guys think? Will Spurs get relegated? I certainly think they will. I mean, we could look at the Premier League table right now and see what points they have, right? So if we look at the Premier League standings, West Ham earned a draw yesterday against Manchester City, putting them equal on points with Nottingham Forest and Tottenham. Now, West Ham has played one more game than Tottenham. Tottenham hasn't played their game against Liverpool. They're about to play it in 15 minutes here. It's roughly 12:15 p.m. on the East Coast in the United States. So in 15 minutes, that's 12:30. They're about to play against Liverpool, which Liverpool is have been hit or miss this season, much like my team Chelsea. But that's not the topic of conversation today. So yeah, if Tottenham draws, they go, well, Tottenham is 16 points right now, so they're still out of relegation battle with, I believe they're in front of, with goal difference. They have -7. Nottingham Forest has -15. in 17th place, and 18th place West Ham has minus 19 goal difference. So goal difference is what is keeping Tottenham alive now. But if they were to lose, right, they're still just hanging by a thread by that goal difference, even if the goal difference comes down. If they were to tie, they would go 1 point ahead of Nottingham Forest and West Ham, even though they're 2 spots away from relegation. Now, these last 8 games are going to be very, very crucial in deciding Tottenham's season. And as far as West Ham's upcoming fixtures, I can't say that. I mean, all right, so let's see. They play Aston Villa next. They can tie that game. After that, after Aston Villa, they play Brentford. Sorry, hold on. Let me see. Yep. So they play Aston Villa. After Aston Villa, they play Wolves. These are Premier League games. After Wolves, they're supposed to play Crystal Palace. After Crystal Palace, they're supposed to play Everton. So their schedule is not looking too harsh there. Wolves, last place team. Crystal Palace, good team, but not great. Everton, solid team, but not great. Brentford, that's going to be a tough game for them, but that's a very tieable game. Arsenal, tough game for them, but it's a London derby, so you never know. So, yeah, then Leeds and Newcastle, not that tough a schedule and in the grand scope of things, let me say. Now, if we look at Tottenham's schedule, right? So they play Liverpool today. Then they play Nottingham Forest. That's going to be a vital game. Then they play Sunderland. That's going to be a tough game. Then they play Brighton. That's always a tough game. Any team that plays Brighton is a tough game. Wolves. It seems like it should be an easy game, but Tottenham haven't won a game since September of 2025. Then they play Aston Villa after that, and they still play Chelsea and Everton. So I would argue that game against Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa and Chelsea, they already have 3 harder games than West Ham does. They already have 3 harder games than West Ham does. Just something to think about. I think they're going to lose to Brighton and Chelsea. I don't know about Aston Villa. Aston Villa's kind of been in a rut. But I know they're going to lose to Brighton and Chelsea. So that's my take on it. I think it's going to be Tottenham. I think West Ham is somehow going to salvage their season with Nuno Espirito Santo at the helm. So we'll see. We'll see. And the last topic, but not least, Kylian Mbappe's knee injury could impact his World Cup hopes. Now, it's said that he went to Paris to get a second opinion, and apparently it's not as bad as originally prescribed. But it's still a knee injury that he's going to have to get taken care of, whether he has to get it scoped, whether he needs surgery. I don't know the details, but it's still a knee injury that I don't know if he doesn't mind it. So on one hand, there's the Champions League, right? That he's probably going to come back at some point because he missed the last game against Man City. So maybe he doesn't come back in the next game because they're three goals ahead in the tie. So maybe he misses the next game. But then, if they go through, there'll be more Champions League games to play. So, knowing Kylian Mbappe, he's probably not going to want to sit out for too long. He's probably going to want to play. When he could take care of it, of the knee injury, whatever he has to do, scope surgery, and possibly make it back for the World Cup. Remember, it's only March. You have April, you have May, you have June. I'm not sure when the first game and the FIFA World Cup 2026 game, group games. Yeah. Okay, it's supposed to be June, so he could possibly make it back for, let's say, maybe the latter games to the knockout stages in the FIFA World Cup. But then that's asking the question: does he want to sit out for that long and wait for the World Cup and come back in the World Cup without playing much, or does he want to risk it? Probably get injections, play through it, and then go into the World Cup with a bit more games under his belt, and not having to sit out for 3 months, 4 months. So I don't know. If I was him, I probably wouldn't do the surgery or scope or anything, but I probably wouldn't play. I know. I may get a lot of flack for this, but I don't know if Real Madrid is going to win the Champions League this season. Now, they could win it without him. I don't put them past anything when it comes to the Champions League. They could win the Champions League without him. Number one. Number two, I don't see them winning La Liga this season. So that's just the truth. There's still a chance, but it's not looking good right now. So yeah, if I was Kylian Mbappe, I would just sit out until the World Cup, not getting surgery, none of that. But obviously, I would still train with my teammates and all of that. But I would sit out until the World Cup, and then take it from there. And then after the World Cup, that's when I'll take care of my knee, get the surgery that I need, all of that. But I think the World Cup is more important for him, and I think it should be more important for him. The World Cup would be more important for me if I was in his shoes. So the Champions League, I think Madrid can win it without him. Even with him, they might not win it. So that's just my take on things. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, share the video. And I thank you once again for joining me on this beautiful day to hear me ramble about what's going on in the world of football. Thank you all once again. Peace.